All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Chaos Conversation, Fabulous Tuesday. Let's go.
Terrific Tuesday, yes sir. Hey, straight talk Tuesday for some of y'all. Some of y'all who be up here blowing up the phone, blowing up the messages, all these emails, stop me in the public talking about, hey man, aren't you those fellas, those talk show hosts, those podcasters? I'm like, yeah. Can I help you, ma'am, sir?
Hello, ma'am, sir. I like that.
No, I mean, I'm not just like today, man. I get asked that mess everywhere I go, man. It's like, all right, yeah, it's me. I mean, what?
That's good for business. That's good for business.
Hey, all I do is let them know. Come find us here every Tuesday on Chaos Conversation, man. But we got that straight talk Tuesday.
Check us out on Chaos Convo 01 on Twitter. You can check us out on Chaos Convo 01 on TikTok. Chaos Conversation on YouTube, Chaos Conversation on Facebook. Let's go. Let's jump right into it. We gotta cut it a little short today, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right in. What's up, Bruce? Let's go. What's the topic?
This question here, right here, man, is ladies. This message is for y'all. Fellas, we're gonna pick on y'all next Tuesday. But ladies, we're gonna pick at y'all because hopefully after you do your medical health, backgrounds on these gentlemen or these dudes, whoever you want to date, these men, after you do the background check on them, then one thing you all have to take a step back on is confusing. Check this out. Confusing men who are prepared for you, all right, and versus men who are just have you as his preference. Because when you
so let me repeat that. Let me repeat that back to you. So you said your topic of question for the audience today, at least for the first 20 minutes here, is you're asking women, why they or if they prefer their preference. No, sorry. I repeated that the wrong way. Are they choosing a guy who chooses them as their preference versus, what was the other thing you said?
Putting herself on the market only for men who are prepared for her.
Prepared, okay. So you're asking the women if they're available or making themselves available for guys that are prepared for them versus guys that only check the boxes on certain preferences.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm not really just asking the ladies. I'm actually trying to, share just some info with them on
comment. Let's go. Let's comment. So what's the pros and cons of? All right, let's do the first one. The guys that are prepared for them. What are your pros and cons, and then I'll give you mine.
Yeah, and see the pros and cons of being a man who's prepared for you. In other words, all women are at different stages in their career. That's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's the way life. But you got women who are ready to settle down, ready to have a family, ready to pursue her vision and support her man's, goals and things like that. Now, you deserve a man who's on that same platform as you, or you deserve a man who's prepared to support you where you're at and fulfill those, not just tell you everything you want to hear and tell you everything you want to, show you everything you want to see just for the moment. And then you get tied up in emotions, you get attached to him. Next thing you know, you start the family, but he's not prepared for the family. He don't, you start a whole lot of things with this man who just has you as his preference, but he's not prepared for who or what you are or where you're going in life. And that's what the next thing you know, divorce has to take place or separation has to take place because he's not prepared for you. And that's what I keep hearing, keep getting texts and calls on, and there's a lot of problems.
What do you mean? Now, what do these ladies you're talking to mean when they say this guy is not prepared for them?
Okay,
because I've heard that a lot over the years. Not myself personally, but I've heard females state that. So what do you think they're trying to convey when they state that?
What a lot of women are wanting to hear is, I'm intimidated by you. Now, she likes to hear that because she's independent, but that's another sign of he's not prepared. It's not that he's intimidated all the time, women. What a man's trying to say is he's not prepared for you. He can't prepare you for the luxury. Let's say you're a luxury lifestyle, adventurous woman who wants to make a name for herself, kind of like a Fantasia kind of woman, who likes to sing, likes to do all this, but your man is not prepared for that. You're a woman who wants to have a family, but your man is not prepared for that. You are a woman who wants, all this other stuff, family, lifestyle, career, high career, but he's not prepared to support you in that. When that's what a lot of men will do at the end when they say, hey, he's your preference from the outside. You got the heart, car, house, whatever else, tall, dark, handsome, however you want your man, but he's not prepared to fulfill your vision. And
so why why are these women choosing guys that? Because at the end of the day, they're choosing these guys because a guy can't be in a relationship by himself. I guess he can, but she's at the end of the day choosing him. So why is she choosing these guys that are not prepared or can't handle them, or whatever they're saying? At the end of the day, this is their choice, right? They're making a conscious choice instead of moving on to this other guy that may be better prepared for all those things that she's looking for and all this other stuff. They're going for the easy, quick fix. Maybe this guy's exciting, right? Don't get me started, Bruce. You know, we've had this conversation a billion times. Maybe this guy over here is exciting, especially when females are young, right? They want the guy that's in the best shape. He drives the best car. He's exciting, thrill chaser, all these things. But the guy that's over here that may check off all the long-term boxes, he may be a little calmer. Maybe he's not a big partier, or he's not into the nightlife scene or whatever. He'll be a good dad later on in life. But guess what? He's not exciting, so she doesn't choose him. She doesn't care,
And that's what I'm trying to tell them is, ladies, women, you have to be a little more careful on how your emotions want this wants everything in the man. But what I'm telling y'all might want to try and do is tweak, not twerk, tweak a little bit of your emotions. Tweak a little bit of your emotions and be like, all right, is this dude, based on conversation, based on his actions, based on a lot of his actions are the most important. Based on all that, is he prepared? Is he showing you? I'm saying before you commit to him. So I'm saying during date time, even even while dating, you all have to go. Women have to go ahead and kind of put the emotions in neutral. You know what I mean? Don't put them in drive. Put them in reverse. Leave your emotions in neutral, and kind of leave all that stuff you see and hear on TV and shows and music. Leave all that at the door. But when you
that's hard. That's hard for a lot of women, though. Statistically speaking, I'm gonna bring about the statistics and the facts. Statistically speaking, more numbers of women are more emotional, biologically speaking, than guys are. So when you say put your emotions to the side, let's be honest, that is hard for a lot of people in general to do, but it's especially a lot harder for women to do when it comes to dealing with a man and putting those emotions to the side.
Well, I'm saying while you're dating and before you commit to him, because what I keep hearing, man, from these emails, these texts and calls and messages I get is the fact that, okay, you got two guys. One's your preference, one is just okay. Ain't too much, ain't too much flashy or big about him. But if he's the one who's prepared to have the family, the guy who's not too exotic, too spontaneous, he can't make you laugh, he can't do everything that the other man can do, who happens to be your preference. Right. My thing for you is, if a man's prepared for you and the man's not, but you're at that stage of your career, let's say let's say late 20s to early 30s, and you're at that point in your career where you're ready to move forward, have that family, have some kids if you don't have any yet, or you want some more, and you're ready to pursue your career and all that good stuff. But the man who's your preference, oh, he's adventurous, oh, he's fun, oh, he's spontaneous, oh, he's all this and that, but he's not prepared to get married. Okay, then, well, the thing is, for that guy who's your preference versus the guy who's prepared for you, more than likely you may want to go with the guy based on where you're at in your career. If you feel you got time for your career to mature some, then go ahead, take your time. But hey, that's the business you've chosen, as I always say. But the man who's your preference, if he's showing you with his actions that he's not prepared for what you're prepared for in the next, that's why you got goals in the next 5-10 years, then ladies, that's when you got to take your foot off the gas. You ain't got to hit the brake pedal just yet, or pull the emergency brake up. But you got to go ahead and give the man who's prepared for you some fair chances to see, okay, is he husband material? That's all I'm
saying. Yeah, I mean, I guess so two things, right? So in the dating phase, I guess it depends on the age, right? So and the person. I won't label all females the same way or whatever, or guys the same way. Mm-hmm. But I'll say you're in that dating phase. I say if you're over 30 and your intention is to get married, then I feel like people move a lot faster than they do when you're in your 20s, right? And then when you hit, I would say 35 to 45, you move even faster because you know what you want, right? I mean, I've seen this. I've seen this with even some of our own friends, no names, right? They, I
Yeah.
mean, when you meet someone, and some of them are slow, but I mean, most, you know what you want, right?
Yeah.
And if the person is checking those boxes, yeah, you do your due diligence, get to know them, see if there's any red flags. You're going through all those steps and all those things, and you're trying to you're almost running like it's like you're running like some sauce through a strainer, and you're trying to strain out all the bad stuff and trying to filter. Okay, well, let me see what bad stuff is going to collect in this strainer or whatever. And you know, that's the process. But some people they go like you say, they go
Oh,
straight in. They ignore the red flags. Oh, they see the excitement. Oh, they see the flash. Oh,
he
I
can make
see
it.
over here. I see this. But then this other guy that may be, you know, may not check all those
Yeah.
boxes. Maybe he checks some of the main boxes, but he may not check all those other boxes. But like I said, he's a little bit calmer. Maybe he's not out and about it, you know, at night in the city doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And but he's long term, he may be a better guy. But it seems like when females are younger, which is kind of
Yep.
natural, right? I don't hate it. It's kind of natural to go off after that exciting thrill.
Yep.
And then when you get older, you want to settle down. Now you're looking for that good guy. But guess what? That good guy may
Too
be
late.
gone, you know. He may be taken. Just saying.
Yeah, and see, this is another thing. Like, ladies, I've said this, time and time again. You have to, when you're going out with a man, you got to consider like you are a boss. You are a boss looking for a long time, manager, employee for a lifetime span of your business, which is really your relationship, your life, whatever however you want to look at it. But when you are sitting there, you have to hire the one who's there for the long haul and the one who's prepared for it. There's no way in hell you should be able to hire a person who can just mop a floor and clean a bathroom. And yeah, that might be your preference to have a nice, clean business, but they're not prepared to be no manager yet. But here you are trying to turn them into something. But the manager is who does a lot more higher responsibility than just average janitor, average cashier. It's like, okay, it's the same thing when you want to be with a man. Are you gonna be with this man just because he can make you laugh, just because he has a good car, just because he has a house? But you know what? He has no intention of marrying you. He has no intention of raising a family with you. He has no intention of supporting you if you want to be, I don't know, a nurse or whatever you want to pursue in your career. He has no intention of supporting you in that. But he don't have any intention of being a husband, being a father, none of that stuff. But he's your preference, and you want to just spend time with him because you're young or whatever the case is. What's going on, Dre? Yeah, and so when that happens, it's like, all right, women, all right, ladies, you gotta step up. If you a boss, I forgot who sings that song, but I'm a boss. If you really are a boss, which you can be in a relationship, I know how know and when to let your foot off the gas and play that role. But if that's what you're looking for, you cannot hire a man who's just there for one reason and one reason only. It's not to be committed to you in the long haul. It's
Well, I
just
mean, you can, but there's
come with it.
consequences, right? There's consequences to every action, right? That's simple science, right? There's equal and opposite reactions to every action, right? So if you choose to make that choice, there may be some consequences that come along with that,
Oh yeah, and those consequences are what a lot of women, what y'all starting to do is blame the man. It's like, all right, you the one who hired him. You the one who felt he could be your provider, protector, and all this other mess. But that's not what he applied for. That's not what. And when I say, he's filling out the application, he didn't even apply for that. He didn't apply for provider, your protector, your peacemaker. He didn't apply for that position. Your butt is sitting there getting all caught up emotional because of, again, what you want and what you see on TV and in movies and in these songs and everything. And that's not what he's applying for. But you're so fast to point the finger after being with this man for maybe based on your age, because everybody's age is different. Some women it takes only 6 to 8 months. Some women it takes a year or two because he claims he wants to get his SHIT ready for you to propose and all that mess. And he really ain't applying for that position. His actions are showing you, but it's like in the meantime, like I said, did you do your mental health background check on him? Because if you didn't, that's still your fault. That ain't his. And then another thing is when women are like, all right, well, you want to marry him. Okay, but did he ever show you signs or even talk about marrying you? You want to marry him because you see having the family. But that's what I'm trying to tell women who want to be married, who want to have kids and family and all and careers and all that stuff.
Or even the guys, right? We talk about women a lot because this is chaos conversation, and this is from the guys' perspective. You know what I'm saying? Yep. We're just keeping it real. We're two guys, and we're keeping it real from the fella's perspective, because there's not enough guys out here communicating, you know, what's really going on in our heads and what we're seeing out here and dealing with on a daily basis. But for the guys out there, there's a lot of guys out there that want to be married, but they're choosing women.
That's true.
They're not choosing women that are wife material, right?
There you go.
They're choosing women that are one night stand material. They're choosing women that are 2 night stand material, or women that are I just want to have fun with the material. But can you see yourself with her long term? That's the real question. I don't think a lot of people understand what truly it takes to be with someone long term, because it is a lot of work. It is not easy.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, being married is definitely, it's more than a job. It's a lifelong commitment where you don't even want to ever, you know, how can I say it, lay your other half off, and you don't ever want to quit, because even though it's like a business.
Hold on. If you laid them off, do they get a severance package?
Ah, shoot.
Can they get paid to walk away?
Do they get benefits to take with them?
Yeah.
Normally, no. Do
they get stock options? Do they get some stock options, Bruce?
Hey, and a lot of times, you know what? Let's see what Dre here is talking about. What is Dre talking about? How about this new ish is where the woman supposed? Well, the hope I just went out. Well, where the woman proposes. Okay, his comment blanked out for a second. He's talking about when a woman proposes to a man. I'm like, well, that's not traditional, but there are more women doing that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there's nothing wrong with a man accepting the proposal. However, it's not traditional. So normally, if she does something like that, she's either desperate, she don't follow tradition, or you know, she's tired of the same old and wants to do something different. But I'm not, Dre, to be honest with you, I'm not mad at women like that, because if people go back before America was stolen to this land, back in ancient Egyptian history times, women used to do that back in the time. Not here in America, but in another country, you know, I'm saying Mecca, the continent, is where that's what women used to do that way back when. This is before, you know, this is back in the Dead Sea Scroll days. But women doing that, Dre, I mean, me, the only way I would probably take it is I would probably accept her proposal and then get on my knee and see if she accepts mine, because it takes 2. That's the way I would.
That doesn't bother me. I feel like in the U.S., we live in the U.S., so I'll speak from that perspective.
Yeah.
In the U.S., like you said, traditionally, in this concept or this construct we call marriage, this business deal we call, this legal deal we call marriage.
Yep.
The vast majority of guys propose to women, but you are seeing more women do that today. And I don't, it doesn't bother me. I think it's whatever works for that couple. You know what I'm saying? As long as that guy doesn't have a problem with it, and if he says yes and he doesn't have a problem with it, then more power to you. But I hope you read that guy the right way. If let's say he was planning to propose to her and she proposed to him first.
Yep.
That might lead to a little bit of chaos, and we need to have them on the show if that happens. If you guys know somebody that's done that, please invite them and let's have them on the show. Please, let's do it.
If I find them, I would, but they don't do social media, and they were back in tiny LA, but they don't do LaGrange, but they don't do social media. And when I heard that, I was like, all right, cool. But ladies, when you're gonna be proposing, that's when some men, that he's not saying he's intimidated by you or he's scared of you or anything like that. It's just that's what some men will mean when they say they're turned off by you, because you're trying to. That sometimes that can be a bit too much masculinity, too much masculinity in your actions. Again, that's normally a man's job here in America. Normally, traditionally, it's a man's job. But when you try doing a man's job for him, some men will be turned off by that. I know some men.
I won't say it's a man's job. I think it's more. What do you call it? A social construct.
There you go.
It's become almost religion, where a guy is expected to do X, Y, Z, but you are seeing more and more that change, or maybe it's like a dual situation, but like I said, I think at the end of the day, if the couple is okay with that, then that works for them. But if, like you said, the chaos happens when, let's say, you catch your man off guard, and the female proposes to him. You know, if he, you know, if it's an issue for him, I'm just like, hey, ladies, we just letting you know, you better know the guy you proposing to, because if that's you in that situation, and maybe he takes offense to it, I hope he wouldn't, but if he did, you know, you're gonna have to address that situation, and hopefully it's not like he's trying to end the relationship over something like that. But communicate. I think you need to see those red flags and see if that guy's like some old school, traditional, you know, conservative when it comes to relationships versus, you know, more modern, you know. So if you can tell that difference between the person, the guy or whatever, then hey, go for it.
Hey, and some women and some men, they're out here, you know what, if their actions are, like I said, I always go back to doing your homework, doing your medical health homework on individuals, man, because that is one of the biggest things I have heard, read, saw, found, interviewed about, that people always point the finger. So after you've done that, then you can go ahead and, you know, make your next move based on where you're at, based on what his or her actions have pointed. Now, they pointed to a dead end. Hey, that should let you know. Don't even think about asking that question. That should let you know. Don't even think about expecting yourself for this man, women, to be your provider, protector, and peacemaker. If his actions are showing you he's not prepared. When actions are showing you he's not prepared, you have to kind of, I've said in previous videos, learn how to read all the actions that are not being shown. It's real difficult to do. For example, this is what I mean by read all the actions that are not being heard or shown is if a man and a woman are asked, you know, who are three people that you know that mean something to your life. If he says my mom, my dad, my siblings, you should have heard him not say your name. That's what I mean by catch actions that are not said. If he didn't say your name, then that is that's a clue. But that's what I mean by learn how to read actions and words and people without them being presented. And it's I had to teach myself how to do that, and I kind of get, you know, I get stuck on doing that. But I mean, in relationships, it was what a lot of people call reading between the lines. That's what a lot of people call it. But
yeah, you definitely have to, especially like if you're dating or something, right? I say that's more the bigger time when you have to read between those lines is when you're definitely dating, because you know, I mean, it's something new, and you can get caught up. You get caught up in, like you said, you're talking about emotions, right? People can get caught up easily in emotions versus giving yourself that right reality check. Now, if you're just having fun, and it's seriousness, you know, or you have no intention of serious, go have fun. You know, don't read between the lines. Have fun, live day to day, and do your thing. Have fun, enjoy life.
And dating is different than commitment, because what I'm talking about is the commitment side of life. I'm talking about the dating side. Dating, you can date whoever, 3, 4, 5 people at a time if you want to. Everybody's numbers are different. Everybody's looking for something.
Fine, let's go.
Like I said, dating is to collect data for the right one. So, however many you feel you have to date at one time to collect data, but where you're at in your career, hey, to each his own, man. Now, that's not today's topic, but you know, we'll talk about that later.
We had a guy hit us up, and he asked the question. He said he's single and dating, I think late 20s, and he said he sees a big difference in dating women that are in their 20s, especially like earlier 20s, mid 20s, versus women, let's say, that are older than him in their early 30s. And he said the things that he's seeing today is that a lot of women, especially the younger, I said, okay, women in their earlier 20s to mid 20s, they're more materialistic. Is the women he's encountering. Now, when I'm saying all women, it's the women he's encountering are more materialistic. Like, you know, what kind of car do you drive? You need to drive this. You need to have this type of, you know, housing situation. You need to make this amount of money per year. You need to be this height. You need to look like this and do that. Versus when he's dated women slightly older than him in their early 30s, he's encountered almost a complete opposite, where I'm not saying relax your standards. What they've said is, you know, hey, I don't mind what your height is as long as you're not shorter than me. I don't mind you not making $300,000 a year, you know, as long as you're taking care of yourself and doing your own thing, and you do have a job and you're showing your willingness to, work hard for, whatever that job may be. And they don't care about, if you're in the perfect swimsuit model shape or whatever and stuff like that. And so I guess the question he's asking is, or do we see that? And also he's saying what advice can we give him? And because he said he doesn't have a date. He dates down younger than him some, and he dates older than himself some. So he really doesn't have a preference in that fact. But he said he would love to date a female younger than him, but he's just saying he's having a hard time because of the women he's encountering being more materialistic and having all these long lists of preferences that are younger than him. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Well, now, is he ready to get married? Is my question. How old is he?
He said late 20s, so I'm assuming like 28, 29.
All right, 28. And is he ready? Is he wanting to get married, or is he still trying to, shop around to see?
Yeah, he's still. He may be ready to settle down in the, like early 30s.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good age for a man. He done got through college or work, whatever. Had time for career. Okay, so he done had. If he feels he wants some more fun, then don't even start looking for no wifey material. If he feels he still wants to have some fun, then stop looking for one thing. But if he feels he's ready to settle down, then I'll be like, all right, do the same thing. I told you to do the same thing I did. Same thing I told every folks to do is, again, go back and put it in writing. Do the T cross. Put your preferences on one side and put what your heart desires on the other. And look at them, and then go out. Don't even mention that list to women. Go out on dates and see which women can start to apply what your heart desires. Start to apply what you deserve in your life at this point in your career. And don't even tell them what you like. Every time they ask you, don't even mention anything on your list, but look and see which one of those women can apply what's on your list, or apply the most things that's on your list of what you deserve, what your heart desires. And then all you got to do is say, all right, well, from dating, let's say you dated 6 women, and let's say only 3 of them were applying what you desire, what you deserve in your life because of where you're at. Okay, well, the other 3, let them go. You ain't got to kick them to the curb that hard. Just, just let them know, hey, you decide to move on. And then from those 3, that's when you have to go through the numbers. I mean, if you're 28, by the time you go through the numbers, you might be going on, 29, 30. I don't know. But there's no specific rate. But once you go ahead and start to go through the numbers, you say, okay, well, it goes from 3 down to 2, down to 1. And then he has to read while he's dating her, getting to know her. He has to, have boundaries, of course, and then be able to read her actions. Does she have the same kind of vision you do? You might be she's a daggone, she's a daggone, I don't know, she's on the news. She does a sports, sports on the news. I don't know. And you a nurse. But okay, you guys, that's still, you're still not in the same field, but you're still for the people. You still got goals, vision, all that stuff. Is she fulfilling yours as much as you're fulfilling hers? That's the question.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people lose track of that when they lose track of they lose the focus on that when they are dating, right? I think people go in with preconceived notions, or I need to do this by this X amount date or whatever. Like, just have fun, enjoy it's a process. Like you just said, the most important thing you said is go out and stop looking for someone and go out and enjoy life and have fun, because that's the purpose of dating. You're going through the numbers, right? So you can't first person. I'm not saying the first date you've been on, but let's say the 10th maybe to be the perfect one. It may be the 50th, right? It may be, it may take a while, and that's the reality. It's not the same for every person. But the one topic I did want to bring up today, when we were physically in the station, we will always talk about a little celebrity news or something in the media spotlight. And so a lot of people have been talking about what's her name, Laura Harvey, since she split, Steve Harvey's daughter, since she split with
that's actually
why can't I think of his name? Michael B. Jordan. She split from Michael B. Jordan. And that dude that plays on Snowfall, his name is Damson Idris. He I know him from Snowfall, from that show.
Okay.
He's dating her now, and they were on the red carpet. I forgot what event. Maybe it was whatever the date time. Maybe not the Grammys. That's the music. The Oscar.
Harvey is
maybe the
biological.
Emmys. Maybe it was the Emmys since he's on TV or whatever.
But
and they broke up. So everybody put them in the
spotlight.
There were rumors on that he had like cheated on her or did something else and all this other stuff or whatever. And I'm happy for anybody that's happy, So if they're happy and they're making it public, then they must have been dating for, maybe a little while behind the scenes before they came out and said, okay, we're dating officially in public, since they're both, I won't say celebrities, but public figures or whatever.
Yeah.
So if they're happy, hey, I'm all for it,
Yeah, I mean, just having celebrity status is not really. A lot of the rules are not going to change. I don't care if you're celebrity status, seniors, veterans. I don't care who you are. A lot of the rules in relationships are not going to change. But even when I said before, there really are no rules to. When I say there's no rules to how you should run or stay or be in a relationship, there are rules on how to get there. Yeah. When I say rules how to get there, that's what me and Sam talked about last time. Was the 90-day rule. But it's like when you're in one, I mean, there really are no rules. You run your relationship, how it works for you. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but that's not Steve Harvey's biological daughter, is it? Was if I could be mistaken, but I mean, from articles I read, that was his wife's daughter, right. Not his biological. But I mean, still, in situations like that, I mean, your name is going to be out there, and once your name's out there. And they hear Harvey. I mean, who doesn't think of Steve Harvey when they hear the name Harvey? I mean, we used to have did we have a school teacher named Miss Harvey? But that was hard. Anyways, there's so many of them. But when you have a name like that, I mean, I don't know what happened between her and Michael. But I mean, I think he was just more. He was like almost at the stage of his career that a lot of other people are. They're at that stage of their career. Their career is starting to skyrocket, and there's a lot. That's when a lot of temptation starts to come his way, and a lot more attention than what he's maybe ready for. I don't know the situation, but
their relationship was very public.
Yeah,
and he was, like you said, he's at the peak. He's at the peak. I'm not saying he's at the peak, but he's in a great time in his career, like you said, where he's movie after movie after Black Panther,
don't have
Three Creeds, this other show on Amazon. What's the video game? Rainbow Six.
Okay.
The TV show on Amazon Prime. It was really good series. Oh, maybe it was a movie.
Now, what did she do though? In the meantime, what did she do? What she do for?
I couldn't tell you what she did. I'm assuming
like that. It's not so much the unequally yoked. What it is I mean, because her Steve could tell her the kind of stuff he's going through because he's been through some of it. You know what I mean? It's a comedy and that kind of stuff. But it's like, all these standards that she has, all these preferences she has, where he has to give me at least 10 hours or the 24 hours a day. I'm like, 10 hours. I think, okay, woman, slow down. He can't all the time. He has to rehearse. He has to travel. There's a lot of stuff he has to do. So everybody's situation is different.
That's probably a lot of it. Maybe he was gone for, because guess what? If you're filming a movie, you may be gone for 3 months at a time.
Almost
6 months at a time.
That's 6 months at the most. Yeah.
It's hard to be in a relationship with somebody that's, let's say she had this is why they always talk about with like celebrities with people that have regular jobs, right?
Yeah.
If you have a job and you can't just, if you can't do your job like remote or online or whatever,
working from home,
and you can't travel with them, guess what? You're gonna be apart from that person for extreme amounts of time, periods of time, and for like a music artist and they're on the road or whatever, and that, what I mean, that's not gonna be healthy for any relationship.
I mean, some people, and that's what I'm like me personally. Let's say I had to go ahead and take the back seat to be with Miss what's her name, Miss Work of Art, someone like that. She would have got her life in order. She would have got her thing going on. Ain't no way in here I would try to change one thing that she got going on, because that's already her life that she had going on before she knew I existed or something. When you got someone like that though, it's like you have the men. If you're not making more than her, that don't mean you can't be the head of the household. That just means you have to go with the flow and be the supporter, because other people, like a nurse that may travel is okay. Fellas, let's say she travels and you can work from home, then it's not that you're not the man of the household. You have to follow her the way wherever her job takes her. Air Force services, whatever. When the woman is the one with the better career, with the better, the in life, then fellas, hey, sometimes you have to take shotgun, ride in the passenger seat, let her drive. Or
what did the what did The Rock say? You better know your role.
Yeah,
He
that's
said,
it.
"Oh, you slow your roll."
Yeah, know your role and know when to slow your role, know when to stop your role, and know when to take it on the go, man. Because a lot of times men and women, some of y'all, because I read your comments too on here, some of y'all think because you make more than him, you got more than him, you're a nurse, which is your job is a bit more high on demand than him being I don't know, a car salesman. So it's like, all right, but you're just because a woman is has these standards and preferences and desires all this, hey, women, again, if he is prepared for your and prepared to support you, prepared to still protect, provide, and make peace with you, then if he's ready for all that, and so are you, that's a lot better than a man who can just make you laugh, has a car, has a job, has a house, but doesn't have any of that, respect, loyalty, love, support, and along with it. That's all we're trying to say. Because a lot
Hey,
that men and women get caught from that.
well, look, guys, we appreciate you guys joining us today. We got a lot of new things coming. We're working on some new branding for Chaos Conversation and some of our videos. So look forward to seeing some of that in the coming weeks as we have our designer do some animation and some other things for our videos. Look forward to seeing Bruce and I together, or Bruce by himself, or me by myself, interviewing people we just see out in public and asking them the most random questions
There's never
about
wrong.
relationships. So look forward to seeing some of that information. We're going to be posting that on Facebook. Again, Chaos Conversation on Facebook, and TikTok, Chaos Conversation, Chaos Convo 01 on Twitter, and Chaos Conversation on YouTube. So, hey, you just type our name in and boom, it pops up. If it doesn't pop up, type in Chaos Convo 01. You will see that as well. But yeah, hey, every Tuesday, we're here in direct. You got a question, reach out to us. And if you're shy, you don't want to be on screen, you don't want to be have your face on it, on social media, hey, guess what? Hit that message, send us a message, or, hit any one of us individually on our individual pages or on YouTube or wherever. Hit us up. Check on, everybody's on TikTok. That's a big thing or whatever. It might get banned. So who knows? By the time we ramp it up, it may get banned by then in the US. But until then, we're gonna be on there. And what's the other platform? Oh shoot, the new one that Isaac Hayes' son created. He's trying to poach everybody from Instagram and TikTok, so users can get their things out there as well. But we're working on creating a page there, so we'll let you guys know about that next show. But until then, check us out. Like the show, subscribe, tell your friends, send those guys the link. Tell them to come subscribe, and tell them to subscribe on all the social media platforms so they can see the content, see the video, see the conversation, and join. They can either like it, they don't have to like it. They can talk trash. They can say, "Hey, we don't like Bruce's hat. We don't like his hair. He's bald." Guess what?
We don't care if you talk bad, talk good.
They don't like that either.
We don't care if you talk bad, talk good, as long as you talk.
There you go. We just want the conversation, as we say, Chaos Conversation. Hey, until next week, guys. We'll see you soon.
All right, peace.